Action. How's it going, YouTube? DM Tombstone Belts here with another episode of DM Tombstone Live. 91. Wow, we're getting close to the 100th time to do a live stream for you guys. And before we continue on with this, let me tell you guys about how we do DM Tombstone Live. Everything that happens. Let's try to keep it family friendly. Just knowing it's unsanctioned, uncensored, and just be aware we try to keep this as family friendly as possible. And of course, I have reset up the wall. You see now, the light heavyweight tiles now in the corner of the wall, right where it used to be, is where the purple Intercontinental title is. I'm just adding more stuff to the wall, to add more space on the bed. After all, oops, sorry about that, folks. Yeah, you see right now, I put the Hogan 84 right next to the big green in the WCW World Heavyweight belt right now. And if you do hear any noise, it's just me watching some bar rescue. But yeah. And I did get some of my stones in the mail. So I have been. So now I gotta say, I'm almost done restoning the red universal. The only I got extra backup stones as well. So if I want to replace these big Swarovski crystals with the cubic zirconias I have spared, I can do that. But I feel like I'm not. Why was it? Why would I do that if I already? I mean, just that. I mean, yeah, you can clearly see the difference between a cubic zirconia. Uh oh. Yeah, see the difference between a Swarovski crystal and a cubic zirconia. And hold on one second, guys. I need to readjust the stone. Hold on, I gotta do something in the back here, and I got to Queen Talk. Let's straighten it out. Forsaken. Hi, Queen's Talk. I'm just gonna say Queen's Talk because that's a lot of wording for me to say. And as well, if you guys are watching the stream, don't forget to. Wow, a lot of people on here. If you're like enjoying this live stream, don't forget to hit the like on this stream. And as well, if you're new to my channel, check out my main channel. Nearly 430 some videos of what I do, especially with all the stuff in the background. You should know what I do. And like, share, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, guys. Yeah, I'm now at nearly almost 720 subscribers. And like I said, the most recent videos, as for those that have subscribed to my channel, enter in for a chance to win a homemade belt for the belt giveaway. So far, I think there's two that are entered in. Well, now I think there's three that entered in. There's Pez, Brother Kane is another one. And there's another guy, and there's another one. I don't remember his name off my head, but yeah, he is. There's two of them already. One that's asking for a scratch WWF European title. One's asking, I think, for a U.S. spinner title, and the other one's asking for, I'm thinking, the hardcore title. Yes. All right. So I got to. All right, gotta try to do this carefully to take the stone out without, breaking the stone or something like that. Omar Clips. Hi, Omar. How are you? Thank you for being a part of this live stream. Yeah, hold on one second, folks. I'm just talking to Stephen Hammer right now. He's a little bit busy at the moment. Oh, good. All right, good. All our clips and all that. Yeah, thank you for being part of this. Yeah, I did send Stephen Hammer a link, and he just so happens to be at the store with his wife Nicole. And obviously, many times if you can't join into the live stream, I'll just say tomorrow or that. You know, people can be busy sometimes, especially a guy like Stephen Hammer. All right, I'm just gonna try to peel off this glue I have on this stone. It's E6000, something equivalent to like hot glue. If I could just peel it off, I mean, pretty sure that I could do without breaking the stone or, you know. Okay, the stone's almost, I mean, the glue's almost off the stone. There we go. Yeah, that's E6000 glue there. It's rubbery, solvent stuff like hot glue. So, just take the stone. And of course, you can see right there. I'm gonna reset it back. Try to reset it back in place so it at least looks somewhat presentable. Wow. Look at the way I can set the stone like that. Now I hold the stone in place. I mean, luckily it's just one stone. Clementia Ramirez Diaz. Hi, how are you? Uh, already on here, 5 likes with 3 people. Thank you. Yeah, I had to try to see if I could do this one-handed, but you see, I have the stone holding in place with the E6000. Squeeze it a little bit so I get a nice good glob of the E6000 on the back of the plate where the stone is. Then I'm gonna twist the cap back on, and then put the glue away while still holding the stone in place as much as possible. I'm gonna okay. Okay, so now I have the stone set in place. I'm not gonna tip it up so I risk, having the stone drop out. But yeah, the stone's set back in place. I'm gonna try to put the belt back on the strap without, having the glue. Like check to the. So far the glue's okay. It's not gonna like drip with that. And it's only gonna just a little bit of a tug and that on the plate. And that okay now. Okay, I'm gonna put some screws back these plates, and I'm basically handling this with. I'm handling it with extreme care because I don't want to risk of damaging up the belt. But as well, I don't want to put fingerprints all over the plates where I gotta grab my microfiber cloth and start cleaning the belt. Because replica belts like from WWE Shop are definitely fingerprint magnets. Like the 24/7 title, the NXT belts, the $1 million belts on one of them that could be a fingerprint magnet. All right, now let me. You see, I was well, you obviously can't see. I'm gonna help. I have a blanket over my hands, so obviously I don't, cause any fingerprints or cuffs. And then I'm going to take the screwdriver, the flathead I have here, and start screwing the plate back onto the and screw the plate back onto the strap. Come on, come on. There we go, nice and set. Just tighten it in a bit so I can at least get it screws in, and double check that the stones and make sure they're set right. All right, now tighten the screw a bit more. And it's a little hot in here, so I'm gonna go tighten that a bit. Oh. Okay, let's turn these up a bit. Make sure not to drip sweat all over this belt. Again, if it does drip on the plate, that's better. Get microfiber cloth and, of course, my ammonia-free base Windex, or window-free base glass cleaner, and just wipe it on and just spray the belt with ammonia-free glass cleaner, and then wipe it down with the microfiber cloth, and that should be just fine. Okay. Oh, I'm just sweat. Hot day today here. It's mostly going to be around 80 degrees. And of course, last night, watching SmackDown, seeing that Ron Killings, or people know now as R-Truth, who's now probably going as Ron Killings. It looks like they're building him up to feud more with John Cena. I hope the fact is, if they're going to keep him in WWE, maybe make him become the WWE champion. Who knows? I feel like they're building up a feud between him and Cena. And I think it's deserved. If Ron Killings, if he is going to leave WWE, at least make him become WWE champion one time. I mean, if you all agree, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, but here we go. So here we go. Going to readjust the stone, make sure it's set, and voila. Now I'm just gonna lay the belt down a bit so the weight so it doesn't so the stone doesn't like move about. And then when it's so I'm gonna set it here on the bed so it can dry. But yeah, I only got several stones left to replace on this. Like wow. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 stones left on the main plate of the Universal, and it would be fully restored. I know you're thinking, but what about those side discs, the ones that you take out? You don't restore those. Well, because eventually I'm going to take them out and put maybe my custom side plates in there or some form of side plates. That's why, like the world heavyweight title, my world heavyweight title you see there. Oh, hold on. World heavyweight title that Stitch is right there with. I didn't replace the stones off that because I took the plate out and then I put my custom side plates in it. So obviously, yeah, I'm not gonna touch on those stones just because I'm not gonna worry about restoning them if I'm just gonna take them out and then have them stored up somewhere. But yeah. So I'm gonna just leave the belt here. And I'm gonna say I've been really advancing on doing restone work. My first time restoring any belt goes to the network logo WWE belt right there. 100% fully restored with Swarovski crystals. Exact same with the blue universal. This red universal is kind of like a 50-50 thing. 50% of them are Swarovskis and 50% of them are cubic zirconiums. Yeah. Who owns that, folks? Yeah. So I know eventually when I do get paid, and hopefully I do get paid, I'm going to be working on getting a send out strap for my Intercontinental title, but also maybe working on getting another belt. Who knows? Because I'm still working on like getting the because say WWE Shop has not been releasing a lot of other belts in the time. Like they don't even have like it's hard now. They claim it to be extremely rare. The Ruthless Aggression era WWE Cruiserweight Championship, and that's probably one I want on my list because I already got a WWE Cruiserweight title, not the NXT version, but because why would I want? Especially like the NXT UK version. I don't have that one. I got the WWE version. Both of them are just fine, and they're both fully restored. But yeah, I'm thinking, why would I be worried about Uh, oh, come on, come on. What the hell? Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, but I'd say there's a couple more uh video belts I want on the list. Like for me, the cruiserweight title is one. Maybe the Backlund belt. The old WWF version of the WWE Championship, the Backlund belt, as people call it. Um, maybe another AEW belt because I know now. Speaking of, now they have a new belt. Sorry, that's gonna be it's gonna be representing both the AEW's international title that used to be known as the All Atlantic title and the AEW Continental title. I'm thinking, international, continental. You put them together, wouldn't you get intercontinental or intercontinental? Well, because I don't know if they can use intercontinental because WWE's got that. But then again, people would be like, "What about New Japan Pro Wrestling? They have an intercontinental title." Well, yeah, but then again, I'm pretty sure they. I mean, WWE has more of a stronger namesake or has a stronger copyright to the name of Intercontinental Championship as opposed to AEW or New Japan because if it's a global thing, WWE is more United States and Canada because they're a North American company. They're not a global company. They go around the world. They're most likely in the U.S. So I think the rules and regulations of copyrights vary from country to country because Japan, since it's Japan and it doesn't go anywhere else, it stays national with them. That's why they have the right to call it Intercontinental because Japan Pro Wrestling going to India or something like that, unlike WWE. That's why I think maybe, and plus two, if you're feuding with WWE, you don't want a WWE coming on your ass talking about, oh, now you guys got an Intercontinental title too. It seems like you're riding on our jock. That's exactly why I think why AEW didn't call it the Intercontinental title. They just called it the AEW Unified Championship, which sounds kind of stupid. Iram, hi. Hi, Iram, how are you? That's why I'm thinking maybe they are going to try to call it something, but they're just knowing they can't call it Intercontinental. Maybe, like I've seen some people say, call it maybe the Intercon National Championship. You know, kind of like a mixture of the words international and intercontinental. Or how about global champion? The AEW Global Champion. I mean, it's a different. It's like Intercontinental, but yet it's just a different name, so they could get away with it. Because the time, especially because when the international championship was once when MJF had it and kind of made it to the United States Championship, obviously it was called an American title. It wasn't called the United States Championship. Kind of as well like NWJ. That's why I'm saying for people that don't realize is like WWE does not have a copyright to the name Intercontinental. I'm pretty sure AEW can do it if they want to. Well, I don't think they can. And you'd be thinking, well, why is New Japan Pro Wrestling using Intercontinental in the United States and all these names of the titles? I think it's because, like again, what I talked about before, when it was because they're only Japan only, and as well, it's not a global thing. It's like each one of their copyrights or the brands are cited only from a certain country, from country to country. And two, it's like, yeah, they're a big company, but certain companies have brand names of Intercontinental or that, and if they're TV wide and that and spread around, yeah, they could get away with that. Like WWE, they could go from Europe and all those other places and have the titles there, but obviously for them being a bigger company, I don't know if they have any rights or they don't claim the fact they could have a copyright to the name Intercontinental Championship like Japan does. So both of them could get away with calling their titles like Intercontinental or United States Championship because they don't mess with each other. They're separate from each other. That's why I think why AEW, when MJF won the international championship and made it to like the American title, obviously it was the United States Championship, but he couldn't call it that. They instead call it the American Championship. If you kind of get what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying now with this one, why they call it the Unified Championship, people are like, well, why isn't it called the Intercontinental? It's like, because WWE's kind of got that claim for it. I mean, and two, you don't want to be copying off of WWE, which you could be considered to be seen as your competitor. I mean, look what happened the last time when they competed with WWE. Like the United States Championship, that was WCW. WWE didn't have that until they claimed WCW, and then they have the United States Championship for themselves. And like, well, that's what I'm saying. Like certain names for championships, it's like, yeah, certain people could get away with it. Like the WWE doesn't have a television title, but AEW kind of does. But only thing is, it's not a real television title because it only represents. They only have two television titles, but they only represent the two channels they're on. The females version being the TBS Championship, and the men's the TNT Championship. They technically cannot have a television title because there's many other wrestling companies in America that have the name of television championship, like Ring of Honor being one of them, the NWA being another one, WCW being another one, and since WWE does own WCW, I guess that them having a version of a television title could be under their name as well. It's just they never want one because it seems kind of stupid. They have so many titles to begin with. What are you doing? I'm just doing a live stream here, guys. Just talking and that. That's why I say WWE can make claim to create a WWE television championship, but they got so many titles as it is. I think it's just out of the norm to do it. I mean, for their main rosters, they have two worlds, a world heavyweight and a WWE championship, and for the women's as well, and of course mid card belts like the men's and women's United States, and the men's and women's Intercontinental. And of course, there's tag teams: the WWE tag team and the World Tag Team, and the women's tag team. Then we go to NXT. They have the main title and a mid card title for the men and women, the North American Championship, and they have the tag for the men's there. They don't have a women's tag because the WWE women's tag team could go for all three brands instead of having multiple championships because there'll be belts everywhere. And they also had another belt that usually was another one for the mid card when they had the 24/7 title, but then it's just they fill in time and void. I mean, they WWE had many titles, like I said, United Kingdom Championship. They had the United Kingdom Tag titles. I assumed they were going to have a United Kingdom mid card belt for them, but never came to. The Cruiserweight title, that was another one. Yeah. So WWE is well known for a lot of titles, but it's just about how much is too much. Are you happy that Gunther won? Uh, Not so much. I was really hoping they would have Jay hold it just for a little longer, because after all, it seems like they're trying. He's literally won over by the crowd. The crowd enjoy him, and the fact to have him only hold the title for about a month or so is kind of an offense. And think about what his dad is talking. His dad is pissed. If you guys don't know who he is, it's Hall of Famer Rikishi. One word for that. Lost. Well, I got one for you, Iram. It's four letters, one word. Dick. Oh wait, another one. Four letters, one word. Fuck. Because as far as I'm concerned, I mean, Gunther may be a great world champion and set up like that, yeah. But does the guy need to be a world champion almost every single time and only? I mean, is he always when he comes to the world? I mean, into the WWE, does he have to come in holding a title? I mean, it feels like Brock Lesnar, for God's sake. Every time Brock Lesnar came about, he always had to have a title, a world title taken to him. Exact same thing that feels like with Gunther. Like when he won the Intercontinental title, he held it for 666 days. And then the first time he went to the world title, he held it for what? 100, 200 days? I was so happy when Jay passed out. Well, like I said, some people's opinion to others. But then again, I don't mind Jay being a world champion or being a singles competitor. That's my say. But then again, Iran likes the heels. That's why I think he likes John Cena, especially for him being an asshole. But yeah, well, I was going on for 30 minutes already. I'm gonna get myself a drink, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. But I know later today I'm gonna go probably check the mail as well. Hopefully, maybe get another set of stones coming in because I got at least two more that will come in. Like that will one set that I know I bought, and I'm gonna completely finish off this red universal. Then another set of stones is going to start to get me going on this, finishing up on the undisputed title. Now your ring general Gunther is first time, two-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Nah, so what? He ain't my ring general. I think more as a ring asshole. But yeah. But I'm not gonna keep pushing on that. After all, I'm not gonna get upset because after all, it's over wrestling and that. And I know it's like WWE's always been messing up on stuff like this, and you already see why it's starting to fall apart. And there's a reason why Vince McMahon's trying to get the WWE back from TKO and them. But yeah. We'll be going on for 30 minutes now. It's already going past. I may go a little bit longer, you know. So I'll try to get up to 45 minutes and do stuff like this. Still better than that Joker. Well, here's the thing, though. It's funny you call it a J, not a good champion. He held the title longer than Drew McIntyre. He held it for about what, 51 days? Compared to Drew McIntyre's 5 minutes. So yeah, he's better than Drew McIntyre. SmackDown was kind of good. Yeah, it was all right. I can see where they're now starting to build up the feud between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Because I feel like since he crossed the line with Solo, he's gonna maybe Solo's gonna try to get revenge back on him, maybe by taking the United States title from him. Who knows? But yeah. A little tired today. I mean, going back to work, and it's been quite a thing, you know. Yeah, I've seen news about a really great comedy movie that happened back in the day, like it was nearly 40 years ago, and I've watched this movie numerous times. In fact, I'm watching it right now. It's you ever heard of the movie called Spaceballs, right? What the hell? What happened? Okay, what's going on? Well, you guys don't know about the movie Spaceballs. It's basically like a parody spoof, like a Monty Python type spoof of Star Wars. Are you excited for Night of Champions? Yes, I am. I'm excited to see it. And thing, it's called Night of Champions. You expect a lot. You expect almost every single title to be defended. In a galaxy very, 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 very far away, there lived a ruthless race of beings known as Spaceballs. Yeah, guys. So apparently in 2026 or I think 2027, they said it's gonna be. Um, it's gonna have the a new Spaceball movie, a sequel. Spaceballs 2 is coming out, guys, in 2027, I think. Who knows? Evil leaders of planet Spaceball having foolishly squandered their precious atmosphere have devised a secret plan to take every breath of air away from their peace-loving neighbor, planet Druidia. Today is Princess Vespa's wedding day. Unbeknownst to the princess, but knownst to us, danger lurks in the stars above. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see how Spaceballs 2 is going to be. After all, for it to be nearly almost 40 years to the day that they released the first one I'm watching right now, we've already lost two stars that are from this movie, like Joan Rivers, who was. Uh, if you can read this, you don't need glasses. Basically, we lost Joan Rivers, who played Dot in this movie, and also the beloved comedian John Candy, who played Barf. They're both not going to be part of this movie, but we've seen Bill Pull. I think his name is Bill Pullman, and his son's going to play in the movie as well. The returning Rick Moranis, who hasn't been seen in movies in almost like 20 some years. After all, he was well known in the 80s. But which era you like, Vince? Wait, which era you like, Vince era or Triple H era? Which Roman Reigns gonna make I return? Well, I was growing up in the Vince era and seeing how Triple H has become. Seems like now it's literally just shoving advertisements anywhere they can. They put advertisements on ladders. They put advertisements on the in the ring, on the turnbuckles, on the tables. I mean, for God's sakes, they have. They're gonna. I heard they're gonna have wrestlers wear gear that have advertisements in them. It's literally you just be shoving advertisements into your fucking face. Matt or Jeff Hardy? Angry Chair. Hi, how are you? Matt or Jeff Hardy? That's a tough one because I can't pick them both singularly. I have to say I rather like them as a team. But if I have to pick one of them, I may have to go with Jeff because to me, I like who Jeff is. He's the guy that literally will go throwing himself off of anything and can literally make people go, "Oh my god, this guy's insane!" And I say he's a great wrestler. Yeah. Right? It it is like a soul less WWE. But Triple H, I would say yeah, because after all, it's not the same, especially when it has nothing to do with Vince McMahon. After all, he's the one that made WWE as it was before Triple H took over. Goldberg or Stone Cold Steve Austin? Oh, you gotta go with Stone Cold. Because I didn't watch a lot of Goldberg matches, but I know a lot of Stone Cold. So I have to say, the guy who literally was like the a perfect example of what everyone was like. Like they want to fight their boss. Like they just say whatever comes out of their mouth, and they drink beer. And that I like how Stone Cold has created his character like that. He just didn't give a damn about anyone, didn't trust nobody, and would beat the shit out of his own boss for that. And all right, Big Jim or Jay? I have to go with Jay. Kane or Undertaker? Man, come on, I'm Undertaker. Really, man? I didn't call myself DM uh, Demon. Nothing. I call myself DM Tombstone Belts. Reference of the Undertaker. I'm an Undertaker fan. Stuff like that. DMX or Ken Shamrock? Who is DMX? I mean, you're not talking about the rapper DMX, are you? Because that's a completely different thing. But Ken Shamrock, I mean, he's a badass. I'll tell you that for sure. Did you heard the news that Goldberg is going to make a return at this week Raw? I'm not quite sure about that, but I do know he's got a final match coming up. Possibly go up against MXS. Who is that? MXS. I don't know who that is. But far as I know, Goldberg, I don't know if he's going to be a Raw or not, but I do know he does have a final match coming. And he's going to finally retire after that. But yeah. There's also, I think he is going to return at this week Raw. Well, who knows? Probably to promote and stuff like that. But he may like face Gunther to try to win the World Heavyweight title again, but obviously fail. But who knows? I mean, we're going to see next week on SmackDown, Ron Killings take on John Cena. See how that goes. And also to see about who's going to be the next king and queen of the ring. Already know we're going to have new kings and queens of the ring because Nia Jax got eliminated last night with the advancement of Alexa Bliss, I think. So Nia Jax is not going to be a back-to-back queen of the ring. And obviously, since Gunther's the World Heavyweight Champion, he cannot be participating in the matchup. So obviously, we're going to have it between Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn, and possibly another person I'm not quite sure. Randy Savage or Hulk Hogan? Oh, yeah. Hard question there. Because I did meet Hulk Hogan. I say he's an okay guy. I would say I'm not a big fan of his beer though, but like Randy Savage. Oh yeah. I wish I could have met the guy before he passed away. But if you talk about anything, it's gonna be a hard one. I have to go with. I may say Savage, even though yes, Hulk Hogan helped create WWE the way it is now. It's just that when you have too much fame, I feel like Savage was more like he helped make this match at WrestleMania 3 probably one of the greatest matches of all time. United Champions, Gunther versus Goldberg for WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Mark my words. Probably CM Punk or Randy Orton. I gotta go with Orton. Don't get me wrong, Punk. I can say he's a great guy. He does great work, and he probably has the best theme song there is out there, Cult of Personality. But with Randy Orton, they had RKO, they get hit out of nowhere. He's a third generation superstar, and plus to his song Voices by Red Theory. Just perfect. Agreed. Punk for sure. Teddy is racist. Teddy who? Teddy Long? But don't get me wrong. Punk, he does. I gotta say, Punk is a great wrestler. I'll give you that. But you're talking about comparing him to Randy. There's no contest. Bret Hart or Chris Jericho. You gotta go with the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Chris may say he's the best in the world, but that's not meaning about the best there ever will be like Bret Hart. After all, I think Chris Jericho trained in the dungeon with Bret Hart to become a wrestler. And I think that's what Chris Jericho said. So I'd say Bret Hart's got to be better than Jericho because Jericho learned from Bret Hart. Hey, man, Punk is the voice of the voiceless. Yes, he is. But for a man that has voices in his head and literally can strike you at any time, and Randy did kind of have Punk's number. And they kicked it. And Randy's going to be around for a little while, unlike maybe Punk. Jim Duggan or Lex Luthor? Oh. Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Whoa! And Lex Luger. That there's a tough one because I'm not quite a fond of either of them because I don't watch their matches, but I may have to stick with a guy that I gotta go with Luger. After all, Luthor. Well, it's Luger, Lex Luger. I gotta go with Luger because after all, I feel like he'd probably be he made more of a bigger impact on himself because after all, he's building up to try to walk again. Hulk Hogan nickname is Teddy. Oh, you mean Terry? His real name is Terry Bollea. Yeah, maybe he is racist, or something like that. But don't get me wrong, but he tried to apologize and tried to gain respect back from the WWE. He's trying his hard on that. Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins? Ooh, gotta go with the Tribal Chief. As much as I hated the fact that he held the title for very long, because I hated this, and to me, I felt like when Roman Reigns was champion, like with Gunther and all them, they were running the era known as like the and still era. But I gotta say, Roman Reigns, he's really making a bigger impact than Rollins, even though he doesn't wrestle as much because of his conditions. I mean, after all, the guy's got leukemia that comes in and out every now and then, which he has to take medication to deal with. And you can't wrestle while dealing with toxicity of the medication he's taking to, you know, to clear up the leukemia he's got. You think Brock Lesnar can return? Probably not. Because with all those allegations going between them with the court cases and that, there's no way they could bring him back until he's fully cleared off of that. And if he even wants to come back. And I'm not sure if he wants to come back. I mean, if they may hire his daughter when she's out of school and all that stuff, I mean, I don't mind seeing Mia Lesnar coming in and being a beast, like like a little Miss Beast out there in the women's division here between Raw and SmackDown, and maybe see her have Paul Heyman on her side, be like, represent Miss Beast, the Conqueror, Mia Lesnar. Are you still watching AEW? Yes, I am. I've been watching it up, and as well tonight, I think there's also Collision that's happening, and I'm gonna be excited to see how it's gonna go when stuff goes down. I mean, obviously, we're now gonna see that Kenny Omega is gonna face the Rainmaker Okada, putting their titles together and being unified as being the unified champion. I know a lot of you thinking unified should have been called the Intercontinental Champion, but I think they did that just out of fun. What about TNA? I have been watching TNA, yes, and it's just funny to see now that Santino Morales finally got control over back on TNA versus Robert Stone. Because obviously WWE's not trying to take over TNA. I mean, they work with them, but they're not going to try to take it over. Because back in the day, Vince was more of the person that wants to make it a monopoly. He wanted to be the Walt Disney of wrestling. That's what happened with ECW and WCW. And kind of like what happens with AAA now. Because WWE now bought AAA, but AAA is going to try to be its own thing. It's not going to be like WWE presents AAA. I don't think it's going to be like that. As far as I know. Because you're not going to see AAA like on Wednesday nights or something like that. Do you think Joe Hendry can go in WWE? I feel like he's definitely may get a chance to be in WWE. If anything, I feel like he could rub salt into the wound of Trick Williams, since in fact he lost the title to Trick Williams, the TNA World title. Go to WWE and win the NXT title and be like, oh, I took your title from your brand, and I'm a TNA guy. Like something like that, kind of like role reversal type stuff. I'll tell you what, wow, already past 45 minutes, so I'll do a 2-minute warning here, but yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy this live stream, and make sure to like it if you haven't already. Check out my channel, like, share, and subscribe to the videos there if you haven't subscribed. Don't forget to hit the notification bell too. My channel has a notification bell, so you'll be notified when I do live streams and post videos up on my channel. Also follow me on my social media, like on X at DMTombstone96. And do you think it's a good decision to make SummerSlam 2 nights? Well, I'm not quite sure, but I do know the fact is, if certain big events like WrestleMania, if it's big enough, if it's too big for one night, I can see SummerSlam being another one of them. Perhaps maybe eventually we may see Royal Rumble be like that as well, a 2-night event. Like Royal Rumble night 1 will be for like the women's Royal Rumble, and then night 2 will be for the men's Royal Rumble. Who knows? Do you think Donald Trump make America great again? Again, I'm not going into politics and stuff like that. Not my decision. Not my opinion don't matter about stuff like that. And two, I don't want to get enraged on people about my thoughts of that on here. Next stream date tomorrow, possibly around noon or 1 for my place. But anyway, Anyway, we're going to end the stream. So shout out to also follow me on Instagram at Damien86, where I may post stuff there before I post stuff here on YouTube. Shout outs to my friends like Dex, I am Dex TV, who does live streams as well. And shout out to my buddy Steven Hammer, Stephen, who does belt reviews as well at DM Tombstone Belts. And for DM Tombstone Live, signing out. Have a great day, everybody. See you guys tomorrow.